posting videos. Well, not too many, and just yesterday when I was about to go to sleep, I started doing every one I was tired, so I'm now continuing it. I'm really, I would say, today is the day when I've not slept very well. I'm like a I don't know, not like stressful, but like like So anyway, so we did a channeling last night about I don't know, it's just for curiosity, like for the sake of time, we just friends come together and let's do some channeling, and there are now two friends that we channel together, and the friends, his name is Martis, and his channeling is his being who identifies by the name Omega is quite. He was speaking about functions and processes that you are doing the sleep process, and a dog is barking fun, like, and what was else there? There's so many funny names there. Like eternal peace in the place of highest bliss state is boring joyfulness, like nothing going on pretty much there. And you know, I do channeling afterwards, and when I listen to him, I'm like, man, this is a language that is really really interesting to try to interpret and to translate into our pronunciation, like for us to understand it in a simplified way. So the beings tend to not understand precisely what do we actually are talking about. It's like you can speak English, like let's say a being through you can speak English, although he has never spoken any language near our planetary or mind understanding state. Right, I understand this. So he at this point he can speak English, although he does not understand it fully. He says something, and he thinks, no, this is not the way I wanted to say. It's a laughing process. It's not laughter. Laughter is a word. Laughing process is what's going on, but we don't say laughing process. We just say lots of laughter, and etc. So and they say for you persons, if we can say it, all right, if we can say it like this. Yes. So sorry for this. I sometimes do it, though I'm not supposed to. But anyway, it's fun. So a laughing process. So you want to say it. The being wants to say it in the most for him suitable way. Although for us it's not. It's very complicated to understand him. But when you try to translate why and what is he actually saying like this, you start to understand the way they think, the way they understand, the way they are, maybe a little bit better. So and now, just yesterday, I channeled and I come across to a really specific language, a really specific language. So I enjoyed it by being channeled, and I understood the being of Omega, who channels my friend Martis, and I enjoyed the channeling myself, and this video I want to interpret a little bit more. At the beginning, the being came. So what I see, the being came from the realm of absolute nothingness. Like the being decided to escape from the happening into just pure awareness, without any abstractions or any interactions with, just like a pure emptiness, to be himself, nothing else, to not attach himself to anything, just be himself in a place of absolute emptiness. So I would say, okay, that's an interesting thing to do and precisely unique. But at the beginning, somebody asked, have you, like, beings have arrived, and they want to speak, but nothing is spoken, as if they cannot use the voice of my body. And I'm like, okay, and I want to say myself, and I cannot do it myself, as if you are speaking disabled. And I would say many people, I got to a feeling that how it is to be speaking disabled. You want to say something, but nothing is coming out. I would say it's a really strange, really strange experience. Although a couple of coughing, a couple of sounds, and the voice came out, and they started speaking. And at the absolute very beginning, they say things that are not. It would say it was better that they didn't say anything, because when they started speaking, yet nothing was understood again. And so they say, we welcome you to this interfractation, to this dissonance interfractation module. And you're like, what the hell are you talking about? And the people are there like, what? Interfractation dissonance, disresonance. I would say disresonance, but I started to, after this channeling today, I started to search Google and trying to find the meanings of these words, and I found the meanings of these words. So an interfractation is an existence in between fractations. Hey, funny, huh? So it's a existence in between fractations. So from this being's point of view, we are in a hybrid dissonance, or this resonance, hybrid disresonance interfractation. So we are in this place where there is this resonance, like something, and this resonance in Google I search is dissonance. It's also expressed into music as a term, and also the idea of that word is understood this. The idea or the meaning of that word is, wait, somebody is driving too fast and I don't like it. Yeah, so the idea, I need to drive down. Alright, I'll drive down, so I have to say bye to you guys. I'll go down. So this dissonance, meaning of the word dissonant, is something that's not in a harmony with each other. So we are into interfractation, dissonance, which means we are into a reality where there are objects like fractations or fractals or something like that, like you, me, a table, a car, a bridge, a camera, my alpha dog sleeping right here. They are full of fractations, and all these fractations are into a dissonance, which means that they are not into a harmony with each other, and constantly not in a harmony with each other, like interfractal this resonance, and everything is constantly. And this resonance, it was in a much deeper understanding, as I am telling right now. This resonance has to be understood through a way that whatever I say, whatever you say, whatever we do, whatever I do, it's like not specifically me, but everybody. Whatever I say, whatever I do, creates another disbalanced harmony, creates something again out of balance. So no matter what we do, no matter what we are doing, it creates out of balance. It outbalances something. So in a way, what it means is everything in this interfractation is out of balance of everything. So whatever are we doing is we are grasping a thing that is already out of balance. So whatever we are doing, we are saying a thing that is a product of some other resonance earlier, and this resonance is still resonating out within us, and we are creating a new this resonance. And this resonance, for example, whatever I'm saying right now is the resonance of whatever that being told me, or to the audience, and whatever he told created a disresonance, and now this disresonance is carrying on, and I am now resonating still with those thought forms, with those ideas, and I'm creating another resonance and passing it through you, to you, I mean like through camera to you, and from you we will create a new thought forms, new resonance, and you will create a new resonance, new thought forms afterward, and creating another this resonance. So basically whatever is happening here in this planet creates this resonance. And then he told this is just to understand the meaning of the idea, what he wanted to tell. So we are into this resonance interfractation module, like a module that's like a model of like a combination of the things into this interfractation, like a I don't know, like an action module or something. Somebody told, you mean like the Matrix? He says, no, this is not the Matrix, as I understood like the idea from the movie. But he said, no, the Matrix is the way how resonance behaves in another resonance. Like there are rules written how does a resonance behave with a different resonance, like I don't know, how a resonance affects a resonance. That's the Matrix. So this is like an interfractation, this resonance module. And somebody asked in the audience, what's the meaning, what's my meaning, I mean like meaning of life or something. And he said, meaning is a built-in function that you have chosen before you started interacting with this interfractation, like with this reality, in other words. So what I understood is that whatever we came here on Earth to do, whatever our job is, or whatever our mission is, or whatever we have chosen to live out here. Wait, I need to make a turn. Whoa. A huge dent on the road. Broken roads here in Latvia, that's usual. So, very hot in here as well. I'll read the question a little bit later. I want to finish the idea. So, continuing. So the Matrix, blah blah blah. Yeah, the meaning. So the meaning is a built-in function that we have chosen before we came here, or you have chosen before you came here. And I have not even got to a point what is a human body. Now this would be another interesting word of combination. And the word modulation, I have not talked about that word yet. So where were we? Yeah, so the meaning is a built-in function. So a function, what I understood a function is that there is billions and billions of resonances going all around us. So this built-in function is like a code that identifies something into this resonance around us. So this function is just like, hey, if around is green, then accept that this is the meaning of life. Like if around is green, accept that this is the meaning of life. So it's like a programming language, like a way of programming language, computer programming, I would say. So 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 the idea that meaning of the life is a code within the interfractation dissonance module. So life itself does not have a meaning. The meaning is predefined or pre-chosen as you are in the module. Like you would say, if you play a computer game, you would say, what's the meaning of the computer game? As you are playing it, you will say, well, the meaning of the computer game is just to have fun, or maybe you want to just fill out the missions and collect some awards there, but basically it's just for fun. But imagine if you are a character within the game, and he would ask, what's the meaning of the life here? And that meaning is predefined by the code itself. So you would say one is the soul that observes the game, and one is the beingness inside the game. There will be two perspectives. So if you look through the interfractation from within, you would say, well, the meaning is predefined. What the author has defined the meaning. As you're looking from outside the screen, as from the soul's perspective, well, the meaning is just to have fun, whatever the reason you play this game, right? For example, you play a game where you are, let's say, a Mario, and you collect the mushrooms or coins, whatever you do there. You would say, well, the meaning is just to try to finish the game. As you are within the Mario, your meaning is to jump around, collect coins, and do stuff, and try to go forward, or whatever. You have a different perspective and different approach of this. So whatever we have within this interfractation, this reality, as I say, we have predefined rules. What is the meaning of life? And therefore the being didn't want to answer this, as he told that, well, it's within the interfractation. So what he does is he tries to avoid being into connection with any interfractation. As when somebody asks, who are you, what's your name, he said, well, as soon as I'll give myself a name, I'll be identified and lured into another or a different interpretation module, meaning that you would say, well, as a beginning being, for example, Enrico, as soon as I say the name, a little bit joyful feeling comes around. You would say he's identifying himself with an interfractation, as he calls himself, like a place of absolute joyfulness, world of absolute joy. As you come with identification of, let's say, a higher realm of angels, you would say, I'm the Archangel Michael, for example. You are identifying yourself with a different layer of interfractation. So you basically also are having a set of rules or a reality that you have chosen to interact with and create resonance there. So he's like, we are skipping away, we are avoiding any connection or identification with any of interfractations, because we try to be as a beingness, as a being, as we are, as I am. So, for example, an I is an identification again. So, as now in my words, he tries to be away from any attachments to anything, just to be himself, because he has understand that any or every this fake reality or interfractation, as he called, is just something that lures you into this place where there is no reason, no point. It's just a resonance that is created from a different resonance, like a wave changes from another wave, a wave changes from another wave. Now let's get to what is a human body in their terminology. A human body is a hybrid beingness module, and the module or modulating. So if you are using this module, you are hybrid beingness modulating. you are modulating this hybrid beingness. And why hybrid? Because hybrid because you are a mixture of human body and a mixture of beingness, like the awareness or the soul that you are. Like you are a mixture of multiple things, like the physical body and beingness. So, and modulating means, and then I looked at vocabulary. What does modulating mean? Modulating means interacting, changing, or affecting. So basically it means interacting or changing. So we are all hybrid beingness modules modulating this resonance into this interfractation. So we are into interfractation, which is all constantly resonating, and we as hybrid beingness modules are affecting and this resonating these waves that are here already. And what he said is that whatever you say, whatever you hear right now, maybe comes, or for example, if an artist is painting or a musician is playing some music, beautiful, he's from the spirit, he's doing it from the beingness, he's doing it from his soul, and putting out this energy from the soul. So he's feeding this reality or interpretation with a fresh soul's energy, and all happenings come from the soul, from the beingness energy. So beingness energy through this hybrid module changes into resonance, whether it's music, whether it's speech, whether it's activity, whether it's something else. It changes into resonance. That resonance creates, by interacting with you, me, and somebody else, creates this resonance, and this resonance creates another resonance. For example, if I tell you something, you will think about it, maybe 2 or 3 days, you will still think about it or not think about it, doesn't mean, but anyway, you are affected by the resonance of what I was telling you and everybody else was telling you, or what you are hearing. So you are doing changes in your disresonance, changes and changes and changes in your disresonance. So basically you are resonating out the noise, what was being told to you or brought forth to you, and it's a chain reaction. And then the being looked at his back and told, there's a fireplace. He said, whoa, that's a huge, this resonates generator. It's like a huge this resonance generator. It's like so many things will be affected by this fireplace. So many things. Like what I understood, heat and atmosphere heat will affect that, will affect this, will affect the environment in this room, will affect the way the people think. It's like a huge this resonance generator. And then he told another thing. He's like, basically there are two ways of beings. One is the ones are who eat the resonance, which basically be something like taking everything from the junkyard and bringing it home. Like you heard something, you understood something, you're eating that resonance, you're using that resonance, you're thinking about that resonance. You're just taking so many things from the surroundings. You're not your true beingness, like a true soul's energy. You're taking everything from around and not creating your own perfect or blissful energy, maybe that you truly are. So they told that whether you're feeding with your energy this resonance, or you're eating, let's say, unbalanced this resonance and energies that are around you. So whether you are causing something or you are affected by something, that will be, I guess, maybe a different way to say those things. What else? There was another funny question. Somebody in the room asks, can we call for beingness within the earth, some kind of inner earth being? And the being replies, yes, you can. The funniest thing is, normally me or somebody else would understand that they are asking for the being to shift to somebody else. But the being understood that can you, shift or channel somebody else? And yeah, you can. And is there another question? Do you have some other question? And they didn't quite get it, so everybody then started to laugh. What else was there? Yeah, that was an interesting perspective. And then I read questions. Interesting perspective was, so I'll talk it from the other side. So imagine everything has its own harmony resonance, like vibration. Whether it's a rock, whether it's a tree, whether it's a table, whether it's your feet, legs, and your physical body, everything has its own harmony. Harmony is energy, like energy being harmonized. So what it means is, like, if you have an analogy in your head, imagine ocean. An ocean is constantly waving. It has constant waves within it. The waves go up and down, up and down. So imagine if you were to put a huge metal plate on them to stop these waves. Let's say block the wave blockage, you would say. You want to put on them these wave blockages. Now, what will happen is that resonance, this natural resonance, will be blocked, but still the energy is within, and the energy will create a different type of resonance. Whether it will be like quakes, maybe some cracks, maybe some explosions, who knows? They will create a different energy resonance. So at that moment, he's starting to talk about this when I was constantly channeling in a lotus position, and my feet started to hurt. And then the being tried to move those feet to the floor and like have a little bit of movement. And he said, well, the natural resonance of these feet have been blocked. So the resonance creates a different resonance, which is pain. Resonance blockage, like the natural resonance that was there, has been blocked. Like, let's say, to naturally move and shake and twiggle a little bit, has been blocked. And then a different resonance has started to produce, like pain, for example. So continuing, what I understood from the channel is, the more noise, the more thoughts, the more abstractions from around, or the ideas we around, or maybe also pain around what we take, creates a way of certain resonances that still resonate and vibrate within us. And I remember when I was meditating long times, like 3, 4, 5 hours a day in lotus position, I didn't feel any pain. I didn't notice any pain because I was in a no thought state. I breathed out all like tensions and let's say noise what I have within, and the whole body completely relaxes, meaning that there is no inner resonances, no inner distractions that still resonate within, and there is no need for an action for it to be out resonated from my body. I don't need to move constantly, I don't need to shake constantly, I don't need to run around constantly. I just could meditation helped me to do that, so therefore I can sit long term, because there is no inner natural resonance that's trying to be pained out if I tend to stop them from moving. The all noise has been already removed, so it's a natural comfy feeling within the body, and if I stop him or put him in a lotus position, no pains are actually going on, because all resonance have been already, let's say, removed. Yeah, that was an interesting perspective. That put my attention to a little bit more. So we all need our natural resonance. Like, we all need to carry out our resonance. All ideas, all thoughts, all resonances from around that we have gathered need to be naturally resonated out. You need to put out this energy in a natural way. You don't need to block it. You don't need to lock it. You don't need to put it inside. No, I will not say anything like that. It all needs to be carried out. It all needs to be resonated out into this interfractation dissonance module. So what else? And he, from his perspective, he named a piano in the room, a fireplace in the room, some kind of ceiling hooks or lamp holders, what was there. He said those all are like asking for your attention, and whatever you point to them your attention, it disresonates you again. So what it means is, you would say, you look, for example, at the ceiling lamp. You don't know why you looked at it. It caught your attention because the ceiling lamp was screaming, hey, look at me, from the other perspective. And when you started looking at the ceiling lamp, you started to become resonated again, like having a resonance interaction between the ceiling lamp. Like, you start to think differently, you start to behave differently, you start to think something about the ceiling lamp. You start changing your perspective, meaning that your dissonance is already changing, your resonance is already changing, just by the noise that was produced by attention from that, let's say, ceiling lamp. Or you caught her attention, or he caught your attention, doesn't matter, but you already are affected by this dissonance, resonance. So what it would be is, imagine an artist paints a beautiful painting with full his spirit, and he puts it with his resonance on the wall, and that still resonates. And whatever people come and look at that painting, they feel the resonance. They think about it, they feel the resonance, they think about it, they feel the resonance. No matter what is this resonance, it will affect you uniquely and in a different way than anybody else. So it's this resonance place, this resonance world. So what else? We got question time, I guess. Is it important to close your eyes while meditating? Well, yeah, closed eyes could help you to relax your mind. My name is Martin, who is Enrico. Then, when I started to do channeling, there were several beings that came, and one of them came and named himself to be Enrico. So that's why I use Martin Enrico channel. So anyway, I see you. Some people are here watching this video. If you have any questions, you can tell them, ask them, write them. But this no windshield washer, out of balance, this resonance. So anyway, it was quite interesting, so to speak. It was quite interesting to think about it. People started to laugh. You are interacting in this interfractations dissonance module with your hybrid beingness modules, and they're like, yeah, I couldn't. The audience started laughing. Yeah, I couldn't even imagine it any way or simpler to tell something like this. Yes, and another interesting thing that they say is humans everything what happens into this reality is just a resonance. It's like a fragmented resonance of something else. It's like noise. So everything is, whatever we experience, especially question, arises from a noise resonance that you chose to accept or allow to accept. So basically, you listen to something too much, or you do something too much, it creates a resonance within you, like a noise within you, and you channel this noise and you ask question based on this noise. So this question arises from this reality, it arises from dissonance, this resonance. So basically, it has no meaning. It's just noise. It's just noise. It's just emptiness, noise. And the question itself is a reflection of that resonance that was heard. So the question itself is also meaningless, and the answer itself is also meaningless. So the question and the answer basically is practically meaningless. And he said, it's all within this resonance noise. And there is really, really less that comes out from your pure beingness. But the pure beingness doesn't have a question. It just is awareness state. It doesn't hold a question. The question is like a product of this resonance within you. So as he said, there's basically no reason for questioning, no reason for answer. And yet another interesting thing. When somebody was asking, he hears all noises, what was in the room, in like volume is the same. Like for example, you hear like somebody talking next to you, you hear him pretty loudly. But somebody really far away in the room, maybe is chanting, whispering something to one of his friends, and he's like, well, to whom I need to listen? Normally people listen to the one who is louder. But he was like, to whom I need to listen? Do I need to listen to the finger rubbings? Do I need to listen to the voice? Do I need to listen to the other voice? Or do I need to listen how the water is bubbling into the water tank? Who is the questioner, he's asking. And yeah, so he needed to have a complete silence. So yeah, that was the other interesting thing, because he got really confused with the many noises simultaneously going on. My eyes are just dropping away. I mean, like what's going on? It was like such a strong sleep. Okay, that doesn't matter. I'll check the question. Do I learn new things every day? Yeah. Sometimes I'm really curious to find out new things. I'm like, well, today I was really curious about this vocabulary that they were using, these words. I tried to Google and find the meanings of these words and understand them. The next thing is I play guitar, study guitar every day, listen to the sounds. But yet another thing which I studied today was gasification. Gasification is a process when you heat up wood, and from the wood comes out wood gas, and this wood gas can be used to generate electricity into a normal combustion engine. So what it means is I studied this and I have many ideas how can this technology be improved. So an interesting thing is for myself instantly is how much electricity is produced by this. and then 1 cubic meter of wood produces approximately 300 kilowatt hours of electricity. So that's actually pretty a lot in terms of 1 cubic meter of wood. So like 300 kilowatts of energy. It's like with 1 cubic meter you can drive many hundreds of kilometers a day. I guess I don't remember the proportions, but I guess Tesla had like a 180 kilowatt hour battery, and you can drive like 600 kilometers or so. Yeah, so it's like 300 kilowatt hours will definitely take you pretty far away, like maybe 600 to 1,000 kilometers. So in 1 cubic meter of wood, and it doesn't have to be wood, it can be also grass, it can be also used vegetables, foods, and branches, or I don't know in English what they call shelled, but they're purified, not like purified, but mulched shreds of wood parts. Well, anyway, in lumber mills you can actually have pretty lots of wood in various prices, especially in cheap prices. The thing is, it's wet, but you can store it and you can dry it out for a while, and it's all pretty good after a year. And Sophia is pretty popular because nearly all houses use wood heating. I mean, like country houses use wood heating, and maybe 20, 35, 50 years ago, it was one of the main heating elements, wood heating. So there's nothing to it. I mean, like it's a really common thing. So to produce energy, all you need is biomass, and that was really interesting for me because as soon as I started to read about this, I'm instantly having ideas. How can you improve the technology? The one way is, for example, I didn't know that, but I assume that when you are heating up wood, steam comes out because the wood is full with water, and steam eventually doesn't burn. So you need to condensate it down, but you can easily condensate it down by sending that smoke through a radiator. The walls of the radiator will be condensated down, but the downside of it is that when it will be condensated down, lots of dirt will be produced. I mean, like no, like dirt, many dirt will be produced from it. So yeah, there are like many things with this process. But interesting thing is I YouTube this stuff, and on YouTube there is actually tons of information, especially people making bicycles that go on gasificators, and that's really interesting. That you can actually drive your vehicle from wood, and it was already a famous method in 1900 years when there were trucks that were driving by this method, and it's really nothing special to it, I guess, because maybe it was unnecessary to do it maybe years ago, because maybe fuel prices were lower and electricity prices were quite low. But nowadays, when the prices are up, it's really actually makes sense to actually do those things. Easy, beneficial, and everybody can do it. All you need is some welding equipment and some metal parts, and that's it. And basically you're off grid from there. All you need to have is solar panels, maybe some battery to store energy, and when you have no electricity but you need it, use just gasification, and it's all well there. So yeah, this was a really nice method, and I'm actually purely curious of trying and testing it out. Anyway, if you have any questions, you can please write them. I will still be driving for like 20 minutes. I'm driving one direction, but the balance of the universe creates that there is always somebody going in the opposite direction. That's the way of the universe balance. So one time there's full traffic that way, a couple of cars backwards, and the other time there's many cars going opposite direction and only a few cars going this direction. So you can imagine how the universe constantly balances itself. It's like a constant mechanism of instant balance, like sooner or later everything will be balanced out. And especially from this corona theory projects and everything, whatever is doing this business project, whatever who is doing, it's actually doing pretty evil things. I think the least we can do as people is not paying attention to it and not following the restrictions we are applied to. The system will collapse sooner or later, and all those people who did this or were scheming this, the universe will balance them out, and everything will come back to them. It's like the same as in World War II or III, I don't know. Third World War has not yet even started. So in the World War II, there were like people, especially these. I'm not allowed to tell these words because YouTube will block my videos. But there were people like killing each other, like a Holocaust, for example. And then after the war, there was a special organizations who were getting and assassinating all those involved in building those camps. So everything will come back. So if you are the most balanced thing you can do for the sake of yourself and others is just not paying attention, not being affected by this, and not fighting against it. I think it's like the most common sense from the sake of duality's perspective. If you put out anger, anger will come back to you. If you put out killing somebody else, that killing will come back to you. And it's a way of balancing. Whatever you put out, you get back. Sorry, I'm pretty thirsty. So there was a question, so from one of our followers or viewers. Now, and the viewer, Zamarte or something, the richest people rule the world and we have to obey them. Not at all. In terms of duality, all this world, the planet as we are, is a duality. So I'm not talking about interfractations anymore, I'm talking about my own perspectives right now. Everybody who is rich, he isn't rich. He has only a volatility of larger funds. So he earns a lot, he spends a lot. He earns a lot, he spends a lot. And there are always challenges and always difficulties. So he spends too much, he's in debt. The volatility just increases. Wins a lot, lose a lot, and everything like this. So life and situations will always change for everybody. So you would say there are richer people who, for a shorter or longer period of time, are controlling the world. And everybody is obeying them. But it will change. It will change. Sooner or later it will change. Everything will change. And it will change many times throughout our lifetime. So it's just a balancing. You were rich, you'll be poor. You were poor, you will be rich. And it's only the question of the volatility that one is having. There is no one truth. There is no one ruler. There is no one that. Everything is spread out equally to everybody. So the more you will earn, the more you will need to spend. The more you will spend, the more you will earn. And that's like a wheel that will spin around, like a cycle. So the more you will try to save, the more somebody will be saving at you. The less you will give to somebody, the less somebody will give to you. That's like the way of balancing. Nothing to it. Simple as that. And and then in conclusion of this video, so imagine you are having all and many these knowledges or informations plenty of these things, and you can dig with these things through many times, years and days and nights. What good does it actually give? You will end up sooner or later, the only state which you want to be in is a blissful state, and is a loving state which arises from deep meditation and placed from the higher above angel fields. So you will end up sooner or later that you don't need all of this. Nobody needs this. You just want to be yourself. You just want to be the pure beingness or divine energy that you are. And that's it. So this is just an entertainment. Just noise. Maybe for somebody it's really necessary for them to carrying on, or maybe for somebody it's unnecessary anymore, and he just wants to enjoy his beingness in a total bliss state. So anyway, thank you for watching, Matt, and I'm pretty much exhausted from the last 2 days, and see you guys soon on a video, and yeah, you just write down comments. I'll try to read them and answer your questions, or create new videos if you wish. And yeah, see you guys. Bye.